Well, the Trump transition team is keeping secrets, escalating concerns among ethics experts. The president-elect's team has still not signed a legally required ethics pledge, promising to avoid conflicts of interest and impose limits on fundraising. As the New York Times reports that by keeping secret the names of donors who are funding his transition effort, revealing nothing about how much money it hopes to raise, who has contributed to the fund, or how it is spending its money. The Times also notes this is the first time a president-elect has ignored these restrictions. Joining me now, David Fahrenthold, investigative reporter for the New York Times, who's been digging into this issue. So why, among the people who you're talking to, is this delay or maybe refusal provoking so much alarm?
Well, this is a break from tradition, as you said, and it means that the people who are funding Trump's transition, people who are helping him find staff, find right policies, get ready for this to take over in power, those people's names are going to be secret. We're never going to learn who they were, what amounts they gave, so that means we won't be able to later on figure out what they might want in return from the Trump administration. If some of these folks come back later and want favors, want exemptions from tariffs, things like that, we won't know that they had an in with Trump that started even before he took office.
So quid pro quo, no way to figure that out. Is there any indication, David, that progress is being made toward getting this agreement signed?
No, what the Trump administration or the Trump transition told us was that they were considering signing these things. There's a whole suite of agreements that incoming presidents are supposed to sign with the outgoing president. Other ones cover security clearances, access to intelligence information, and there's this one that then covers the funding for the transition. We think it's more likely that they will sign the other agreements, the ones that deal with intelligence sharing, and that it's unlikely they will share this one. They will sign this one, but they could change their mind.
So let me ask you about that, because you do report the Trump transition team hasn't signed that memorandum yet that outlines how appointees and other staff members do gain physical access to federal agencies, to classified information before Inauguration Day. What challenges does that pose?
Well, it means that you're, not only not going to know the buildings or know the people, but the people who are coming in to lead these agencies aren't going to really understand anything about them. And that's especially important when we're talking about intelligence briefings. Remember, way back in the 9/11 Commission report, they said one factor in the Bush administration, not being ready for the threat that terrorism posed, was because there had been that long delay of recounts in Florida. And so they weren't able to start the transition period until later. Now we have sort of a voluntary choice not to start that access to intelligence that could put these folks behind when they come in, take over, and try to absorb it all at once.
David Fahrenthold, always great to read your reporting and have you on the program. Thank you.